Oh, did you hear that? He does like these little taps with his feet, but because he's got iron boots on, it's like boom, 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 boom.
Again, on grass, just makes that sound perfectly the same. Tunk, tunk, tunk.
I think it's a really hollow metal, honestly.
Yeah, like the bottom of the it's got metal, but the shoe itself is hollow in underneath, so it just rattles around a lot.
Here we go. The entrance.
So welcome back, everyone.
G'day. To the water temple.
Yeah, I was like, welcome back, everyone, and I was waiting for you to be like, to the water temple.
To the water temple.
The water temple.
Here is the peeve of this dungeon. You have to do this a lot.
Yep.
So you have to swap, and that is also one of the pet peeves of this dungeon that I kind of forgot about until right then. Now that is actually like basically fixed in the 3DS version because your inventory screen is on the bottom screen, not fully, but you're able to like put things there and you can put your boots into it.
You can just sort of tap it.
And you just tap it. It's so nice. It really is. Because, constantly having to go into your menu every single time. And sometimes you got to be quick with it, you know. You got to sink down and then you got to raise back up and then you got to pop your sink boots back on and all this sort of stuff. Now, I'm quite sure I can't reach that, no.
If you guys watched our last episode, you probably know that we, as I said, coming up to the water temple, we did mention a few of the things that made it difficult. Obviously, swapping the boots being one, having to constantly lower and raise the water, and then I think there's also a spot as well where if you miss seeing it, you can be in a bit of trouble.
That's it. If you don't see it. Now, I'm not exactly sure definitely where I'm meant to be going here. So we're going to do it a little bit blind. We're not using a walkthrough. I'm trying to do most of this with just my memory.
He wants to prove that he's as good as his 9-year-old self.
That's it. I beat this as a 9-year-old with no walkthrough, no internet. Did it myself. Except when I finally got to the end. Okay, no, we're not meant to be down here. When I finally got to the end and got to the boss, I got sent to bed because I was 9 years old and my brother took the controller and he beat the boss and I didn't even get to see it. Sorry, that's just a tender spot for me.
It's been years, but finally you're completing it.
Had to bring it up.
And we're also you're doing it on the original 64 with the original game, original controller.
You can probably tell by the look of the video that this is actually screw. I didn't mean to do that, but we'll do it.
As authentic as we can get, so that Ricky can relive his childhood and finally defeat the boss himself.
That's it. I have defeated this game since. I have beaten it twice on the 64. I beat it twice as a kid. And I have beaten it on the 3DS. I've beaten it on the GameCube version, because I had Wind Waker with the Ocarina of Time disc. So I have beaten it on that as well. And I've beaten it on an emulator. I've played this game a few times. But that is over the span of like...
The story sounded better until you mentioned all that, but that's fine. That's fine. It was a redemption story of finally defeating the boss yourself after all these years at your 9. It's like, oh no, I've actually done it many times.
I've beaten it. Oh yeah, no, I have beaten the boss many times. Well, I mean, that was your little story. I didn't say that.
You should have said anything.
Actually, cool. I only beat this game once.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
Back again.
What's a Zora? But no, I have beaten it a few times, like, if I'm being honest. But that is over the span of, and I was just letting it sink in because kind of got to let it sink in. That's over the span of 20 odd years. So my age is setting in there, and that kind of hurts.
You know what upset me the other day is I realized that I can now say like 10 years ago,
and it wasn't that long ago.
I was still an adult. It's not like anymore where you're like, oh yeah, no, I was a kid, or like, yeah, I was in my teens or something. It's like, no, I was just an adult. Yeah, that's it. It's like you're a complete adult. You're legal, job, bills, all that sort of stuff. And it's like, oh, that's sad to think that a decade isn't that long anymore.
It isn't. Look who it is. She's grown up. Wait, did I do her voice?
I think so. Yes.
Oh, you, if I'm right.
Because I did the king, so I think you did the princess.
You're Link, aren't you? It's me, your fiancé. I haven't fucking forgot. Ruto, Princess of the Zoras.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh! I never forgot the vows we made for each other 7 years ago. You're a terrible man to have kept me waiting for these 7 long years. What were you, frozen in time or something? But now is not the time to talk about love. I'm sure you've already seen it. Zora's domain, totally frozen. A young man named Sheik saved me from under the ice. But my father and the other Zoras have not yet. Well, I saved your dad, actually. We can, the tunic. I would.
Yes,
I know, and he's there just like red face, like, moving along. I want to save them all. I want to save Zora's domain. You have to help me. This is a request from me, the woman who's going to be your wife. I'll give you a gobby. Link, you have to help me destroy the evil monster in the temple. Look, that urges many men along.
I'll give you so much more.
Inside the water temple, there are 3 places where you can change the water level. I'll lead the way. Follow me quickly.
Oh, now she doesn't want to ride our shoulders.
Jeez. I tell you what,
okay.
Come across my fiance I haven't seen in 7 years. The first thing she does is start nagging me. You know what I mean? Like, come on, quickly, Link. Well. Like, sorry, do I have my own life?
I mean, this does bring up the question, of course, that now that he's in his adult body and he missed the intervening years, does he just get hit by all the hormones at once? Like, of being a young man and that? And just be like, just now he goes from being a kid, like, thinking, like, girls, ooh, icky, or, okay, ha, 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 a kiss. And now he just jump into this body, just like, oh my god, suddenly I've got to, what is this feeling? I must jump her. Like...
No, I know, like... No, I was thinking, like, he comes out and oh god! And as you said, it, like, all hits his body at once, like, the moment he comes to. And old mate Rudo's like, we've had you suspended in time for 7 years. And he's like, just gonna say, Rudo, looking mighty thick, my man. From where I'm standing, I could get me a bit of that Rutusi. Like...
Why is it so stiff down south?
Link, Ganondorf has... Link, can you please stop humping the sacred sage pedestals? He's just like dry rubbing on everything.
This is the biggest case of morning wood ever.
Yes, 7-year morning wood. He just comes out with like literally no brain function. Just pitching
I'll
a
show
tent.
you the master sword.
Oh, Lord. Okay, she said to follow, but she buggered off. Did I miss it?
Yeah.
Oh,
just like a woman. No, sorry, I just remember that meme. The skeletal meme.
Actually, no, so... What, am I meant to... Wait, where the fuck did she go?
I don't know, did she like swim up? Did she like swim up in this direction and then like leave in a different way, just expecting us to know where to go?
I don't know.
Follow me in this general direction.
I can't use bombs underwater, can I? Surely not.
Oh, yeah. I would have said no.
I cannot. Nah, they're blacked out.
Hit it?
All right, so she said to follow, and she went up, didn't she?
Well, yeah, she can't.
I've been in the water temple so many times. I literally can't even follow Princess Rudo.
Is there like a switch we missed because of our laughing and joking?
There must be. Usually it's a. It's right here. So she actually disappeared though. She didn't hang around to help me out with it.
I mean, she's quite svelte, I suppose, and I don't know. Maybe she just went through that crack, like just swam through it, like squeezed through. And we're like, well, we've got this giant ass shield. We can't quite fit. We're going to need to blow it over.
Maybe. Svelte like a gazelle. All right, there we go. But no, they're what you're looking for. That's the thing to control the water level. Yeah, too distracted. And then by the door, just didn't realize. Okay, and now we just want to drop to a little commando roll.
Thank God fall damage doesn't exist.
Come here, Pot. Got you.
Any day now. There we go.
Now, I can't use Deku sticks, which means I've probably got to use my bow, right? No, screw that. Can I just do it this way? I know it's one bit Kamehameha, one bit Hadouken.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go.
Unfortunately, Avatar: The Last Airbender had not been out at this point, so we can't really point to that.
No, it was not.
Apparently, they're doing a live action version of the TV series.
Yeah.
But they've actually got like the original creators coming back in to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And they've actually brought the original martial artist that helped them design like the moves and that for the cartoon. So hopefully it'll be better than the movie, which was absolutely atrocious. And yeah.
What movie?
Don't know. Exactly.
There is no movie. There was no live action movie in Ba Sing Se.
No. Yeah, no, nothing. We it's finally we got a live action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the first and only adaptation.
You know, like, it's a funny thing, right? Because I watched through the show like a year or so back, a couple of years ago. Oh, get away from me! And I was talking to my wife about it, and I was like, oh, you know, the cartoon's really good. Obviously, you know, they did that live action movie, but you know, everybody hates that movie. It's no good whatsoever. Right. And she looks at me, she's like, oh, I saw that. I didn't think it was that bad. I was just like, this is something that you should have told me before we got married.
Yeah, before we got married.
I should have been privy to this information.
It's like, I'm sorry. Did you not just watch the cartoon with me? Like, did you not?
No,
have you not seen the original?
She didn't watch it. I was like,
maybe you need to take her through the originals so that she can understand properly.
Well, the thing is, before I watched the show, I heard there was a movie. I'd heard about the show. The show was a little, you know, it was in that phase where I wasn't really, you know, I wasn't watching like cartoons and stuff. And I kind of assumed that it was a bit kiddie, you know, like real kiddie. I didn't realize it was actually, you know, a bit more mature than that. So I never checked it out. But I heard there was a movie and I was like, oh, people say the story's good, so I'll check out the movie. And I got like 10 minutes in and I was just like, I can't do this acting, quote unquote, by these kids. Like, I can't do this.
So it wasn't even the acting. Like, yes, there's some of that, but it was just the way that they portrayed so much of it and tried.
But that's what I mean. I didn't even have the source material to go off, and I didn't like it.
And you still didn't like it.
Exactly. Like, I had no idea about any of that. I still didn't like it. Oh, I can't. Oh, I can't get it. Okay, well, wait. Will a bomb get it? No. So, like, I didn't even have that to go off of and be like, oh, no, it's nowhere near as good as the thing and all this. I just didn't like it. Okay, how do you get in there? Because otherwise, what's the point of this freaking room?
There's nothing above it, is there?
No. Doesn't appear to be. Surely. All right.
We can't, like, hit something again now that we're up here.
I'm going to try this. Well, I killed a Skulltula that I can't pick up. But outside of that, no good. Nope. Gimme. I was sure that would work.
All right. Like, do we have to, like, hit the thing again? Or
I don't know. I actually don't know what's happened here. Okay, perhaps I'm
maybe with
not meant to
be
chain here. Hit what again?
What'd you hit the circle? That circle before?
Oh, that's just.
Did you hit that circle?
Yeah. That's literally just that's a grab on point. That's a hook shot, hook on point. You know what I mean? That's all that is.
So I can't remember if that did something the first time. And then you had to do it, and then doing it a second time.
I pressed the button. I pressed the button.
Ah, okay, yep.
Okay, no. So my assumption is we open this grate elsewhere. That would be my guess. We open the grate elsewhere. We're not meant to be here right now. Okay. As I said, we're not using a walkthrough. It's been a while. I will get a little turned around at times, but we'll get there.
And, you know, the last few times he did it, he probably wasn't having in-depth discussions about how bad the non-existent live-action movie of Avatar: The Last Airbender was.
Exactly right. This had my full focus last time. That's my excuse. But no, it's always a little bit like this because it's not like a lot of other dungeons, as I said, they're kind of like a pretty laid out path. and they just kind of sprawl. But this is different. It's all quite central with wings. And then you've just got to go up and down, so it's a little bit easier to get a little bit.
When it comes to
turnaround.
games and dungeons and like having dungeons that you have to go back and forth in and stuff, I can understand why you do it because it adds a bit of challenge, it adds a bit different. But I never really liked doing them because you just get to the point like halfway through, you're just like, I just get sick of it.
Well, once again,
back and forth. It's always just like,
Once again, that's another reason why people weren't as fond of this one. There is a lot of that. There's a lot of going back and forth because when you raise and lower the water levels after doing, like I just push that block, and then, maybe later raising the water level will give me access to something else.
Back up or something, yeah.
So there is a lot of that, a lot of back and forth. Whereas usually they're just sprawling, and that's all that matters. Oh, I remember this. Now, okay.
There was stuff like this in the previous game where there was like a gem you hit.
Yeah, so that's exactly what this is.
Change something? Yeah. You jumped it all. Yeah, there we go.
So we want to hit this, and then I'm pretty sure a spout should come up. Whee!
Along with its own ticking.
Yeah. I like that.
It's a good. I like in the dungeons where there's timed events that they left an old-fashioned clock behind so that you know how long you have.
I want to know who manufactured that ticking clock because clearly they were making a killing. Everybody used them. There was no other options on the market. You know what I mean? It's like when you get into an elevator, they're usually made by the same fucking people everywhere you go. Like.
Yeah,
Now, I don't know if there is much good to being here right now.
I mean, it's.
Oh, there he is.
I don't know if it's different or not when you think about it in the games, but like the whole idea of like dungeons and with traps and that to stop you from getting into the treasure and all this sort of stuff. I've forgotten his name, but there's a guy on YouTube I watched. He's the same dude that does like he used to do for Screen Rant movie pictures, I think, or something like that. Anyway, the point is he does this skit where they talk about burying treasure for their boss, and like it's set hundreds of 1,000 years ago or something, and he goes, okay, now we just need to make some elaborate traps. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, let's make some elaborate traps. So why would we make traps? Well, so people can't get the treasure. Well, what? No, we just bury it. Then no one's gonna know it's here. And they go through this whole skit of like building the traps and making a map and making like special keys that only work if you turn them in a certain way, and you have to have two people that, and it goes through all the tropes that like movie dungeons and that have, and like who designed this and who would build it like this.
Yeah, exactly. And just bury it somewhere.
Yeah. And it's like, and like one point you get to like arrows shooting out of the walls. It's like, well, what? Who reloads them? Oh, they're just a one-shot thing. Well, no. I guess we'd hire someone to reload them. What? So we're just gonna hire someone that their family for generations, their job is just to replace the arrows and reload them? Yeah.
Makes sense. Get on it.
Yeah. No, it's really good. I wish I could remember the name of it, but.
Well, no, that's the thing, because it kind of doesn't make sense,
No, like why build this entire elaborate thing? Like just put it in a box and bury it in a ditch in the middle of nowhere and don't tell anyone about it. Like,
exactly. Pirates had the right of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
A whole lot of
no
land
one will find it. Not even us.
Yeah. That's it. There's a whole lot of land out there. Just bury it somewhere. Especially if you live in like a desert. It's like, well, ample opportunity. Okay, well, bit of a slog here or there. However, we have gotten ourselves 2 keys, and I think that is about all we're able to do on this level. I didn't really see much of an option for anywhere else, I don't think. Oh, am I screwed here? What is going on? Okay.
Huh.
Okay. Ooh. Hopefully I can hook shot that thing. No?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I was going to say, why isn't my hook shot working?
On the water. Okay.
Yeah. I was just wondering why it wouldn't work for a second. There we go. We got it.
Excellent.
All right. I mean, this game is quite good that you shouldn't really end up stuck anywhere like that, you know what I mean? Where all of a sudden you can't get your way out. Now, we did that one, didn't we? I'm pretty sure. Did we? Or did we do this one? Oh, I really should have memorized which. We did that one. So that's
okay,
done.
We did. Well, how many are there? 4. So we've done 2? Or no, we 2, then 3. So we've pretty much done all of them.
We're gonna do some backtracking here. God damn it! Is this the one we went into just before? Oh, I'm pretty sure you can't do this one yet. We're gonna make sure. Apologies, viewer. No, cannot do that one yet. All good. See, another thing is on like the other versions, 3DS ones, you can actually see your little marker on the map. So it's far easier to realize, okay, I'm doing east wing, then I'm doing south.
Yep,
and
which one? Yep.
Yeah, exactly. But you can't really see that on here. Okay, so we've done the one with the pool. We've done the one with the torches.
Yep.
Didn't we? Yeah. Now this one.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we've done this one. Right? Yes, this is the one where I blew out the floor. All right, we've done this one. And the other one, we did. Okay, so now we want to go into this sucker.
Oh, we do have a key.
We have 2.
There we go.
All right.
Take that door. We've entered the missile silo, apparently.
Yeah, it does look a bit like that, doesn't it? I'm curious how they design this when, like, there's, like, one hook shot to go around. Does anyone else have a hook shot? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how was anyone else ever going to achieve this dungeon?
Oh, you know, they have crossbows with chains and stuff, but they've all broken now.
Man, that sounds way cooler.
Yeah.
Crossbow with a chain.
Well, I was playing Elder Scrolls Online, and they had the crossbow you shoot that has a chain attached to it, and it just like drags you across.
Did you see it, Aaron?
I was like,
Did you see it?
See what? See what? Oh, it was just the moment when I was meant to be looking at something.
Look at that.
You see, this is what I'd heard. When I was reading, I'd heard about like the secret passage underneath.
That is the very easy thing to miss. This is a thing that I was playing this once. When I was playing it on the GameCube, and my housemate was watching me, and they had never gotten past the water temple because they were always like missing a thing or something like that. And then I came down into here and did that, and they were just like, "Oh my god, I never knew you went down there."
Yeah, I guess it's pretty easy to just see the door and then just think, oh no, it's just the door there.
That's exactly it. Well, that's how it gets you. You don't think anything special is happening. The block just rises up, and it's what you need to do. Well, not only does the block rise up, but it opens up a little passage that you can easily overlook. Oh my god. Stop it, you bastards!
Become my lunch.
Oh, but no, that was the one I was talking about. Very easy to miss. I knew people who missed it. The camera angle, I think, does show it, but it's not too obvious. But I'm pretty sure on the 3DS and that, it's far more obvious. I could be wrong, but I swear it's far more obvious.
Well, if anyone's watching this and you know,
this is where you got stuck,
leave it in the comment. Yeah, tell us what you think. If you got stuck, if you think it was easy to see, or if it is easier to see in later editions, let us know.
And then kick, and that's
and
exactly
if you want to like
why.
The video, go ahead and do that too.
Because that's the one. That's the one key that if you do not see that happening, you're fucked. You literally can't get through the dungeon. And we did it, which is why when it happened, I wanted to see if you actually noticed it. I wasn't, obviously I can't tell how much you're looking.
I wasn't paying attention at all.
Yeah, obviously you're not playing, so I don't know. But it's quick though, isn't it? The thing just rises up, and you may not realize that it didn't just. It came out of a hole. It came out of a hole, so.
especially like if you're just paying attention to Link himself rising, and you just like, because he's like more at the top of the screen, so if you just look at him,
because when you do
all
it,
the way up, then,
it goes down to the water and shows the block getting lifted by the water, and you just get a quick glance that there is a little opening that it came out of. But with that, I think that's a pretty good place to leave it for this episode. So I didn't get through it in an episode. That was never going to happen. But I think we've made all right ground already.
Yes. And as I said before, if you never managed to get through this, or if you managed to get through it the first time when you played it, like Ricky did when he was 9, leave it in a comment below. But otherwise, that's to be continued, and thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you very much. We'll see you in the next one.